Students, now let us proceed with the other harmful microorganisms. So in other harmful microorganisms, there are viruses, bacteria, protozoa and fungi, which are responsible for different diseases that affect the humans. Now you have learnt about viruses which are smaller than bacteria, almost 100 times smaller than bacteria, and can reproduce only in the living cells. That means they can be inside the host organism and can reproduce, but when they are outside they remain in the dormant condition. So they are also said to be the organisms at the age of living and non-living. Now let us see how these other organisms are harmful to us. So the spread and prevention of certain diseases, which is given in the textbook on page number 95, you can see that we will see the different diseases, what pathogen is causing that disease, the mode of infection and the preventive measures. Now name of the disease is AIDS, or acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now here the pathogen is the virus, and the name of the virus is human immunodeficiency virus. If you remember, last year I have taught you about HIV virus, right? Now how is this HIV virus infecting the human beings? Now there are different reasons. Either it can enter through the blood and semen of the infected person, or by having multiple sex with different partners, or even with if the mother is infected from the milk of the mother suffering from AIDS, it can reach to the child. And also other ways, like suppose if through some people are drug addict, and it can be passed on to the, if suppose one person of the drug addict is infected with HIV virus, then others can also get infected with that syringe, same syringe. So infected syringes, infected needles, also person can get HIV virus, and the person may be called as the HIV patient. So what can be the preventive measures? Preventive measures are nothing but safe sexual contact with a single person, then avoid reuse of the needles and injections which are already used. Fine. So these are some of the preventive measures for this disease. Second one is hepatitis. Hepatitis also causes jaundice. Now, hepatitis commonly called as jaundice, and it is caused by different viruses. They are grouped as A, B, C, D, E. Okay, all these 5 viruses of the hepatitis causes different types of jaundice, out of which hepatitis A and B virus are very harmful to us. Now, how this hepatitis virus can cause the disease in the human beings? Now here the contaminated water or through food it can reach. So that means through oral, when we are drinking water or we are having food which is contaminated with this virus, then we can get the disease called as hepatitis, commonly called as jaundice. Now what can be the preventive measures? Nothing. It's simply you have to take care of your hygiene, that is clean and filtered water you have to drink all the time, and proper storage of the food. So these are some of the preventive measures. Now let us see ahead what are other different diseases. So name of the disease is influenza. I hope you have heard about this word called as influenza. Okay, so influenza means mostly common cold. Okay, the name of the common cold is influenza. It is also caused by the influenza virus. Mode of the infection is nothing but contact with the infected person. If you come in contact with the person who has influenza or common cold, then you are going to contract this disease. What are the preventive measures? Simple ones: personal hygiene and avoiding contact with the infected person. So you need to have your own personal hygiene maintained. Then you will be hygiene in the sense, keeping your hands clean, your body clean, wearing always clean and tidy clothes. All those things come in the hygiene. Now next one is measles and chicken pox. Measles and chicken pox are also caused by virus. Okay, and you have also heard about the MR vaccine. In that, one of the part of MR vaccine was measles. So measles caused by virus, and it can also spread when we come in contact with the infected person. Here it can be prevented by taking vaccines. I hope so you remember that last year you have taken this vaccine of measles, right? So vaccination and uncontaminated water and clean food. That means you have to have boiled water as well as filtered water, and also clean food. Next one is bird flu and swine flu. Bird flu is also caused by a virus called as H7N9, and swine flu, that is swine, the name the word tells you swine means pig. Okay, so it has spread from pig. So swine flu is caused by a virus called H1N1. Fine. So this virus also this viruses that is H1N1 and H7N9 causes swine flu and this bird flu. Okay, now how you can come what is the mode of infection? Mode of infection is nothing but the contact with the infected person. Fine. So next is how you can be safe from this. Preventive measure is personal hygiene and properly cooked meat. So that means when you are eating either chicken or maybe pig, that time you need to cook the meat properly, so that the germs, that is the virus which is there, can be killed fully, and then only you can eat it, right? Then next one is dengue. Dengue you have already learnt last time. That is, it is also caused by a virus called as flavivirus, and that name of that flavivirus is Den1. Okay, virus belonging to the type flavivirus, right? So it is caused by a mosquito bite. Now do you remember which is that mosquito? Yes, it is Aedes aegypti. If you remember, last year you have learnt about it. So the mosquito which carries this virus Den1, the type of flavivirus, is carried by Aedes aegypti. Okay, now what are the preventive measures for this? Nothing. You have to keep your surroundings clean, and even stop or prevent stagnation of the water. That means you should not allow anywhere to stagnate water, or to the water to get stored in a certain place, and there it will start stagnating. And mosquitoes always breed in such areas wherever there is stagnant water. Fine. So this is about the dengue. Now let us see the next type of diseases. They are pneumonia is caused by a bacteria, and pneumonia is a disease which is caused due to the lack of oxygen in the body, and you feel hemoglobin is less in this person. So since hemoglobin is required for the transfer of oxygen in the blood, the person feels tired and exhausted all the time. So it is caused by a bacterium, and mode of infection is droplet spread in the air by infected person. That means when the person is coughing or sneezing, so that time the droplets which are coming out through his spittle, that spreads in the air. And if suppose you are coming in contact around 2 meters in that area within where the infected person is there, you might also contract the disease called as pneumonia. Now what are the preventive measures? Are vaccination for the pneumonia and avoiding contact with the infected person. Next is leprosy. Leprosy is caused by a bacterium, and in a leprosy, you might be knowing about leprosy, that suppose you are having this leprosy, it is also called as Kushta Rog, and wherever you are getting this, whenever you are getting this disease, you will find some white patches coming or growing on your skin. But you don't worry, because sometimes these white patches are common. The white patches of the leprosy are when you just have to take the needle and prick the needle wherever, prick with the help of a needle on your skin wherever you have that white patch. Suppose if you get sensation, then you don't have leprosy. But if you don't feel anything, that means you are suffering with leprosy. So you have to take care about this disease, a very dangerous disease, because once you contract with this, there are vaccines and all. for this, and there is cure for it. But earlier, when there was no cure, people used to die, the flesh used to fall from their body. So that is why it is called as kushtaro, kuzlela, like that. So if suppose that person, if infected person is coming in contact with a healthy person, that healthy person, if he is coming in contact for a long time, that means suppose from from a family only, you are living together, so that time long term effect of long term contact with that infected person can cause this disease, otherwise it doesn't spread like that. So preventive measure is one, avoiding contact with the infected person and even their belongings. That means you should not use their handkerchief or clothes, whatever are their belongings, you should not use. Fine. So this is regarding cholera, sorry, leprosy. Next one, we'll go to the next disease called as cholera. Cholera is also caused as a bacteria, and the name of the bacteria is Vibrio cholerae. You have also seen the last year you have seen the structure of Vibrio cholerae in the first lesson. So how this cholera spreads? It spreads to contaminated food and water. So especially when you go on a pilgrimage and all, when you go for Tirtha Yatra, wherever you go to, suppose Tirtha Yatra, you have a bath. So many people take a bath in the holy river. So if suppose one of the person is infected with this cholera, then the germs might spread in that water. And we have a habit that when you go to holy places and we will get that holy water and then drink it. Okay, it's very dangerous. Suppose if any one of them is having contracted with cholera, and through feces or whatever it comes out, you drink that water, you might also contract the same disease. So you should be very careful when you are going on a pilgrimage whether to have that water, holy water or not. You should decide. Fine. So what is the mode of infection? Contaminated food and water. And preventive measure is you have to have clean food and water. Next one is the most common one, that is malaria. Everybody knows it. It is caused by a protozoan. And do you remember what is the name of that protozoan? Yes, my dear students. Yes. Okay, so you try to find out about this protozoa, and I hope so you remember even the mosquito which is causing this disease. So if you don't remember, you have to see your 8th standard textbook. So this is a small activity for you to find out about who is causing the malaria. Fine. So it starts with Vivax. Okay, so you find out what is the full name of that protozoan. Fine. Now I don't have to tell you about how is the mode of infection. So it is through mosquitoes this protozoan enters into your body. Fine. So mosquito bite and unclean surroundings, if it is there, it can spread very easily. So first of all, what are the preventive measures? Nothing. Cleanliness of the surroundings, preventing stagnation of the water, and mosquito control and other mosquito controls you take in your house, like mosquito net or putting a mosquito gel on your body or whatever it is. Okay, so all those are some of the preventive measures to prevent the mosquito bite. Now let us see the next one and the last one, that is dandruff. Okay, so dandruff for the ringworm. So some of you might be having by now what is dandruff. So dandruff is caused by a fungus, and even ringworms, scabies, all these are skin diseases. So mostly the skin diseases are caused by fungi. So fungi, you have already learned that is also causing other harm to our that is degradation or decomposition of the wooden leather bags or whatever it is, what we have studied in the earlier video, right? Fine. And even in pickles, murabba, jams, sauce, chutney, they are growing and causes the damage to them, and if you eat. So fine. So fungus also causes diseases like dandruff, ringworm and scabies. So how you can get this disease? Mode of infection is contact with the infected person or his or her belongings like clothes. What are the preventive measures? First of all, you need to have your personal hygiene, my dear students. Personal hygiene is very important, and also avoiding contact with the infected person. So I hope so you have understood all these diseases by now. Now, in your textbook, the last part of the lesson, that is use your brain power, you can see a picture of a lichen used as a condiment. So just try to find out what is meant by lichen, and try to even answer those questions there. Use your brain power. Salt is applied on the inner surface of the pickle jars and pickle is covered with oil. Why is this done? So I hope so you remember what you have studied in standard 5. So it is related to that. Okay, so which preservatives mixed with ready to eat foods to keep them from spoiling? So all these questions which are there are 4 questions there, so please try to find out the answers for them. It's not for the sake of study, but for you to know, as increase your knowledge. So always remember, students, studying is not only for the sake of writing papers and then forgetting, but studying is for gaining knowledge. So try to gain knowledge, though it is not there for you now. It has been removed from your syllabus, but you need to know knowledge is more important than gaining marks. So I finished with the lesson. Try to find out the answers for the questions and show me the homework also. And if you have any doubt, please do call me or send me a message. So till we meet in the next lesson, bye and thank you, dear students.